Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Jobu, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally, and I mean literally, does not work. So let's get open for business here and let's wake up those football gods here this day after Christmas. I hope everybody had a great Christmas. I hope you're enjoying the holidays today. You know, it's a feast. This is the first year ever that there has been a football game on every single day of the week. We finally had a Friday afternoon game, or excuse me, Friday evening game, if you want to call it a game, where Alvin Kamara literally had 6 TDs rushing. Unbelievable. In that one game, Alvin Kamara had more rushing TDs than Zeke has had all season long. But hey, you know, it's just been one of those years. It's just, we just have not been able to get it together. And that happens sometimes. You can have players that just don't have a great season year after year. You're going to have down seasons. And this year, injuries, new coaching staff, all of that stuff has played a part. If there's any good news, the fact that Minnesota lost, believe it or not, actually helps the Dallas Cowboys, because what that does is it ends up making the Minnesota Vikings victory not look as so good. Had Minnesota been playing well, make it to the playoffs, and they look at that strength of schedule and they say, well, Minnesota is a good team. You beat a good team. That raises your profile. So in all reality, those who are on the tank bandwagon, the reality is, if the 2 point favorite Philadelphia Eagles end up beating the Dallas Cowboys, like most people are picking, then the Dallas Cowboys more than likely will be back into that top 5 draft pick position. So this game is actually kind of huge, and it really all comes down to what happens with Washington versus Carolina. That is the linchpin for everybody. If Washington wins, the Giants' hopes, the Cowboys' hopes, the Eagles' hopes are out the door. If by chance Washington fails and it looks like Alex Smith is not going to be playing in that game, and you've got Dwayne Haskins, who definitely is in a little bit of hot water from the leaked pictures of him, he will be the starter for the Washington football team going against Ron Rivera's old team. Now, you don't know if this is going to be revenge for Ron Rivera to kind of say, hey, I'm with the new love and everything else. And, you know, there's nothing, I got you. I got you. I one up to. Maybe you were too quick to pull the trigger type of a deal. But we'll have to wait and see. And that's going to be the case. If by chance Washington loses and we end up getting a win over the Philadelphia Eagles, then it all comes down to Giants and Cowboys and Washington versus Philadelphia. And basically, again, it goes to, if Washington wins any one of these games, we're out of the mix. But I'm having a feeling, a crazy feeling, that I think that the Cowboys will get a win this weekend against the Eagles. Maybe I'm crazy. And I have a feeling that Washington's going to lose. If you are a conspiracy theorist, if you believe that the NFL is controlling the destinies and the outcomes, much like wrestling, then you could see having all of the teams in the NFC East pretty much having a shot on the last weekend would be a bonanza for the NFL, because you know all 4 of the franchises would be in, but actually the Eagles wouldn't be, because we beat the Eagles, their season would be over with. So there's a lot on the line for this game. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And one of these ones that you have to question and wonder, and it may be the last time that Sean Lee ends up dressing out at AT&T for a game, unless the Cowboys make it to the playoffs. Sean Lee, 34 years old, one of my favorite players, one of the smartest linebackers you'll ever meet, knows more about football than most coaches do. For him, this will probably be the last ride. And I'm hoping that this is going to be the last ride for Sean Lee. I hated seeing Jason Witten leaving and going to the Raiders. Jason Witten, let's be honest. Is he really contributing to that team and really making a difference for them to make a run? This is one of those things that Jason Witten should have been retired as a Dallas Cowboy. And the same thing with Sean Lee. I would hate for Sean Lee to just hang on for another year, go someplace else, and end up being just a non factor. To me, there's nothing worse than seeing your heroes go out that way. It's just not right. For me growing up, it was Tony Dorsett. He ended up going to Denver, messed up his knee, and never played. And seeing Emmitt Smith going to the Cardinals for those last 2 years, it's just not right. And that's the sad thing about football is when your time's up, very little times is it dignified. It's kind of, very few people get a chance to go out on the top. But I'm looking forward to this game tomorrow. In fact, I can't wait because, this is, let's be clear, this game is huge for us as well as for the Eagles. I mean, this is at least bragging rights. This is probably the biggest game that we've got all season. I can't think of one that's any bigger at this point, but I want to see, and I get so many people that'll tell me, just lose, just lose. But I'm sorry, it's just something about losing that bothers me. If it happens, we lose, okay, fine. But to intentionally try to lose, I just can't do that. That's just not in my makeup or my DNA. I want to see my team win, if at all possible, especially against the Eagles. I do not want to hear Eagle fans all offseason with the one thing that they have is beating the Dallas Cowboys. I just can't. I can't take that. I want the Cowboys to win. So I'm hoping that all you guys are having a great time today, taking it easy. I'm going to be doing some stuff here at the house. I got to go deliver some goodies to some friends and families and get that out of the way. But of course, there'll be a 1 o'clock, 4:15 game, and the Saturday night game. So we got a full slate of football that we're definitely going to be checking out. And I'll probably be down here. I'm redoing some of the stuff you may notice that we're doing, some of the changes you may not. It's just going to make it a little bit easier for me to kind of do everything that we're doing. I kind of eliminated one of the computers here, so now we're working everything off of just one. I've just got to get used to the setup and used to not having two keyboards and three mice and all that. It's different, but I'm getting used to it, but I'm trying to streamline it so that way, if we do happen to make the playoffs, we got it all set up and ready to go. All right, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you later.